Hey everyone, Spicy Toast Gaming here. I hope you're having a great day, and I hope this video can make it a little bit better. Today we're going to be talking about the recent news with Legends of Runeterra, how they are shifting focus on the game, and what the future of the game really looks like. So they released a video as well as a FAQ. I read through and watched the video and just thought I would give you some high-level notes on what's going on, but I also recommend definitely going and checking those out as well if you want more clarification on any of the topics. So if you don't know, Riot recently laid off several hundred employees across their different games, and that also directly impacted Legends of Runeterra. So Legends of Runeterra, when it came out, they tried to make the game as generous as possible so people didn't feel like they had to spend money to get cards. That's very different than most of the card games or other card games in the same space. Most of the other ones force you to spend money on card packs, and so not having to do that really set Legends of Runeterra apart, and that's what made many people, myself included, actually go and play the game. Now, while that was great for players, the game then really struggled monetarily, and so the game has always been losing the money and never actually making money. So over the years, we've seen them continually scale down this team. Now, they've announced that they are going to be really shifting their focus on Path of Champions, and they're really not going to be focusing on PvP anymore. It's going to be more in what they called a hibernating state, and also the next card set will be the last of their normal card sets. They said they'll still be releasing new cards, but it's not going to be in the same system they have for the past while. So what they've normally been doing is every 3 months they release a new set of cards with 3 new champions and their support packages, and then normally a month after that they would then release some more, couple cards just to help fill out some of those support packages as well and spice up the game. So they have been adding a good amount of cards, but apparently that is going to be shifting and it's not really going to be happening the same way anymore. We don't have exact specifics on how they're going to be changing it, but they said this is going to be the last set in that same format, but they will be still releasing cards. Now, since most of us are Path of Champions players, the game is actually probably going to get better. They are releasing the new region, that being the Freljord region. I didn't see exactly if they said they're releasing that in this upcoming patch or if that's going to be in the patch that is next month. But in that patch, we're going to be fighting against Lissandra. You can see that right here. And I know this is a little scuffed, but if you pause the video just right, you can see the 2 powers that she has. So up here, as you see, double the stats of and grant fearsome to the first unit the foe plays each round. So we're going to have some big units, but this isn't as bad as Aurelion Sol's because for him, it's every single champion is doubled, whereas here it's just the first unit every round. Granted, that could actually be more difficult because it's just any unit, not necessarily champions, but they will still have some giant units and fearsome. And then the second power, when the foe summons a landmark, advance their landmarks with countdown 3 rounds. So that is a massive increase. They're going to be counting down those landmarks very quickly. And then each round, after the player plays 3 cards, their cards cost 3 more that round. So this is really going to be punishing those spammier decks, such as like Master Yi or Nami. They're really going to struggle here because they just want to keep playing cards every round. You're really going to have to be careful with what you play. Also, if we look at Lissandra, you can see she starts off with 99 health, so it is quite extreme. That's all we really got as far as the new region. We knew before that it was going to be Lissandra and that Freljord was coming relatively soon, but at least we got a little bit more details on the boss themselves and how that's going to work. They also said that they're going to be making some big changes to the actual roster of champions for Path of Champions. So they are going to be updating some of the champions to now be 6-star champions and have the champions have more of a constellation, which this is what that looks like right here. So this obviously reminds a lot of people of like Genshin Impact that also had constellations. So this isn't going to be happening to every champion as of yet, but they are updating some of the champions. They said specifically Aatrox would also be one that would be getting this. And then they also confirmed Nora would be coming as a champion and that they would be getting this treatment as well. We don't really have any details on what these new powers would be, how they're actually going to impact your character, or how that's actually going to work. Like, we don't know if each one of these nodes is also giving us a power, or if it would just be more of these bright nodes giving us powers. They didn't really clarify how this would actually work, but meta champions will have increased star powers and therefore increased power. And so not only are they going to be adding new champions to the game mode, and they're probably going to be adding champions much more frequently, now that they're really focusing on Path of Champions. But those champions, because of the extra star powers, will be even more powerful. Also, important thing to note, a lot of people are worried that the game is going to be more monetized moving forward. And as you see right here, they did address that. Yes, they are going to be monetizing it more, especially Path of Champions, since that's what they are focusing on. So we'll have to wait and see how they monetize it. But since this is a free game and it's a game with continual updates, they do need to make money in order to support the game. So don't get too worried as of yet, but just know that yes, the game is going to be more monetized moving forward, because otherwise the game is going to die. So that's really the only option they have, is let the game die or try to monetize it and actually let it continue moving forward. So that is the update. Honestly, a lot of it was stuff we kind of already knew beforehand, but it is really interesting that not only are they focusing on Path of Champions more, but they're actually making some pretty big updates, such as giving champions even more power through their star powers. It'll be really interesting to see how that will work out. But really, this update was more of a teaser. We didn't get any solid information on like how the new star system will work, how they'll release cards moving forwards. I don't think they gave an exact date on when the Freljord region will come out. So a lot of that specific information we are still lacking, but I am glad they went and gave us this update so we know more about the future moving forward. Feel bad for all of the PvP players out there that their game is essentially just going into maintenance mode. Really sucks for them. For us Path of Champions players, things will be fine for now. Things will actually, for us, probably be better than ever now that they're really focusing on just Path of Champions. But we will have to just wait and see how everything works out. As always, I'll keep you updated when we know more about any of these situations. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day.